Well, another wintry day here in Calgary. I'm just heading out to the garage to continue on the cleanup, and I'm going to give the car a start for the first time in about 6 weeks. So thanks for joining me. Okay, well, there's the first shelf up. I just put a cleat on one side, right on the shelf unit, and another on the wall. That's a piece of scrap that I had that it works out to be exactly the right size. And you can see there's room for 3 of these axle stands on there. And I think I might be able to get 4 of the other ones on there, so I'll give that a try. So I'll put 2 more shelves in, and that'll take care of all my jack stands. Now, as you can see, there is room for 4 of the other style of jack stand in there. I'm going to base all the spacing on the shelves on the height of these ones. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It gets the jack stands out of the way, but yet still easily accessible. Well, here we go. I've got my jack and jack stand storage all sorted out. I decided to get rid of 2 of the red ones, so I'm just down to the 8 jack stands in total. Again, and I did this using all materials and hardware I had on hand. I even got room for my bottle jacks and one of the screw jacks. And for the little floor jack, this is the old hook that was holding up the golf clubs that I just modified. It's got a little lip on it here so that this won't slide off. So I'm very happy with that. Oh, and also part of the cleanup is I've cleaned up my whiteboard. I still have some things that I want to do on getting ready to work on the hardtop. So I've left that on there, and just some general notes for my other couple of vehicles. So slowly coming together. Very happy with how things are going. So I managed to sell some bits and pieces to help boost up the Bugeye fund a bit. So I've made a lot of progress cleaning up at this end of the garage. So I need to move the car to start work on the other end of the garage. So I figured to move the car safely, I need to take the cover off. And then I thought, well, while I have the cover off, I should probably just start the car and let it run for a bit, as it's been sitting for the last 6 or 8 weeks. And that's through that big cold snap we had where it went down to -40. I've already disconnected the battery tender, and we're ready to go. Okay, so here we are in the car, and it's been sitting for a while. It's in neutral. We'll turn the fuel pump on, or turn the ignition on. Let it pressure up for a bit. Pull out the choke. Lock it in place, and here we go. I'm very happy with how that started after sitting for so long. About 60 pounds of oil pressure, and we're about 1300 RPM right now. Unfortunately, it's conditions aren't good for taking it for a drive today. We'll just have to be satisfied with getting the car running and getting it to warm up for a bit. Well, very happy with how well that started, and it just gets me a little antsy waiting for spring. Our back lane, as you can see, is basically a river of ice and snow, and I just don't, just not conducive to driving the Bugeye. So I'm just going to wait another couple of months. So it's Groundhog Day today as I'm filming this, and so I'm looking forward to warmer days coming up in March and April, so we can get the Bugeye out on the road and enjoying it as I should. Well, as you can see, off to a good start with this section here. I've got all the bits and pieces cleaned off either put in a box for scrap metal, thrown away, or put aside to get sorted a little bit later on down the road. So now on to the next couple of shelves as I'll work my way up here. So rather than show you the entire process of cleaning up, I just thought I'd check in and show you what progress is being made. I cleaned this shelf off and decided to put some of my boxed tools up here. So I have a couple of multimeters and an old Dixco Dual Tac. I'm going to try and keep tools in this bay here. Cleaned off. I did actually clean off this shelf here, and I'm just putting stuff that I'm got up for sale for Festiva. This stuff here is already sold. Some of this might just go in the garbage. And there's parts up here. I'm going to keep this Festiva parts up top. I still have to go through all my spray stuff and bottle stuff. I'm going to split it to spray on one side and lubes and whatever on the other. I did clean off this shelf up here, as you can see, but I still have a lot to do, but we're definitely making progress and moving in the right direction. So this spot beside the toolbox was just collecting old hockey sticks and all that, and I've just moved those on. I'm going to pass those on to somebody else. And what I was thinking is I could store my stepladder in there. However, as you can see, it doesn't fit. But I don't anticipate ever moving this toolbox around too much. And in fact, I don't think it's moved since I actually set it up in here a few years ago. So I'm just going to pull that handle off, and that'll free that space up and give me a safe out-of-the-way spot to put the stepladder. So there we go. I took the handle off, and I've just stored it at the back underneath and put the bolts back in their spots. And now you can see that stepladder fits in there quite nicely. So that gets another piece of the puzzle out of the way, but still readily accessible. Well, another step closer to organization and cleaning up. All of this stuff here on the floor. There's a couple of inner tubes here, or floaties or whatever. And all of this, and a bit more, was tucked underneath there. My plan for this area is to take that shelf out, and I'm going to use that to store my shop vac and all the hoses, and I'll also keep my creeper under there as well. So that just gives me a bit of a larger open space. And so the next step is going to be taking that shelf out of there and cleaning up underneath, and that way I can get the shop vac and its accessories out of the way. Well, there we go. That looks much better and gets the shop vac out of the way, and at the same time keeps it convenient. Well, as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff all tidied up. I've got my gardening section. I've got my kind of camping and recreation and skiing done there. Got my wood sorted out. I do have, doesn't look like it, but I do have quite a bit organized up top here. Really tidied up a bunch of these shelves, the shelf up here, and some of the other ones. So we are making progress, and this end of the garage is looking really good. Bench is mostly cleaned up. So I have some parts for my daughter-in-law's Jeep, so I'll be getting to that in the next few days here. Happy with the progress, but still lots to do. Well, thanks for joining me in the Econobox garage. And it seems, as with most garage and car projects, it's taking quite a bit longer than what I expected. So if all goes well, I'll have things all wrapped up in a couple of weeks. So to make sure you don't miss that video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and don't forget that little bell icon. Click on that and you'll get notified when the next video does come out. If you have any suggestions or ideas for garage organization or anything along that line, you can either email me at the address I'll put at the bottom of the screen, or you can leave a comment below. If you missed last week's video, I'll put a link up to that one up in the top corner. You can click on that and follow up. And if you'd like to see where we started this whole project with the Bugeye, just check the video that'll be down in the bottom corner here. My name is Ian. This is the Econobox Garage. We'll see you next time.